What's up, everybody? Real excited to be back here on Honest Spirits, where we try.
Before you buy.
I'm Grady.
I'm Jason.
All right. Usually I go, hey, Jason, what are we talking about today? But, hey, Grady, what are we talking about today?
That's right.
All right, my friends, we got a super awesome drinker on the podcast today. This is the Ben Holladay 6-year bourbon out of Missouri.
Where's this from, Grady?
Missouri.
What?
And it's not sourced.
It's not sourced, so it's actually made in distilled and aged in Missouri.
It's actually legit, folks.
What?
It's a mind-blowing experience, I know.
I don't know what to think.
All right. Missouri Straight Bourbon Whiskey bottled in bond, which means
100 proof, 4 years minimum age, and distilled by one distiller at one location in one growing season.
Bingo. Thank you. Bottled in bond under U.S. government supervision. Oddly enough, this is not a 4-year bottled in bond, which I'd say probably 90% of the bottled in bond on the market is probably a 4-year.
I mean, it has to be at least 4, but a lot of places go over.
Right. This is a 100 proofer, 50%. It's a blend, though. So, it's from Warehouse C. From what I understand, this is batch 2. I tried batch 1 recently, a couple months ago, and it tasted like what I would expect Missouri bourbon whiskey to taste like.
Interesting. Okay.
This is a blend of 44% from floor 1 and 56% from floor 5.
5 floors. Goodness.
So just floor 1 and just floor 5. They have 7 floors total.
That's a big rick house. That's in Missouri?
Big rick house in Missouri.
That's like taking up half the state.
Yeah. Yeah, so distilled, aged, and bottled in Holladay, Missouri. Also, I'm not super familiar on this, but a lot of my friends in the Pacific Northwest have told me that there's a connection to Oregon with this bottle, which I'm thinking it has something to do with the Lewis and Clark Trail, because there is a Lewis and Clark Oregon Trail-esque carriage on the bottle. But
is that a Wells Fargo type wagon? Not really. Maybe.
Close. Not really. I'd say the only gripe about the bottle itself is that, Ben Holladay, what are you doing with screw tops?
Screw top!
Come on, man. Like, give me a cork. I don't know.
We want corks.
We want corks. We want to pop corks. We don't want to, we don't want to be like...
That's not as satisfying.
What is that?
Let's go, Ben Holladay.
Come on, dude.
Up your game.
But whatever. All right. Pour it up. This has been cracked for about a week or so, and we've done some damage, folks. It's a good pour.
All right. Pretty good color. How old did you say this was?
This is a 6-year blend of 2 ages. Yeah. Oh. Right. Oh, in the best way.
This smells like Jim Beam just kicked Eddie Russell.
To me, smells like, hey, Buffalo Trace. Hey, Heaven Hill. You want to get married? Cool.
Yeah.
Let's call it Ben Holladay.
That's crazy. Let's go on a Ben Holladay.
Oh! Cheers to that.
This smells actually really good. This for distilled and aged in Missouri, or Misery as I like to call it.
I mean, a lot of the tornado folks would call it Misery.
Yeah. So, no, there's definitely like a Jim Beam nutty quality. There's a Buffalo Trace, sort of a red fruit thing there. This is familiar. I mean, for coming from a state that's not something we normally discuss and talk about as far as like the highest quality bourbons coming out of America, this smells familiar. It smells like the Midwest.
It does.
And it's really close to the Midwest. But
I also am curious, and we should have done our homework on this one, but that's okay.
We should have done more homework.
What their water source is, because I feel like it could be the Mississippi River.
Well, it better be filtered then. That's
right.
all I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah, filtered. Anyways, all right. I know we already cheers.
Cheers, yeah. Cheers.
Hey, if you love the Ben Holladay, well, Jason tries this, and you know more information on it, or you have maybe the Ben Holladay Red Wheat, which I've heard is quite interesting, or I think they have a blue corn as well. Let us know. We'd love to try that. We'd love to maybe even feature you on Honest Spirits, even if you're not local here to the Pacific Northwest. We can send you a link. So, cheers to you.
This is a nice pour. It's It tastes like they might have even blended this with a 4-grain or something wheated. It kind of has a little bit of that flavor profile in the background, but this is super pleasant. It's got a lot of the flavors that I think the average bourbon drinker is looking for. You've got some vanilla, some caramel, a little bit of butterscotch, a little bit of dusty oak, and kind of I feel like it's a little bit of sweet wheat in there, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely really stellar. Unfortunately, I'm afraid that this is so good that it's going to be hard to find in about a year or two.
This might be scooped right up.
Yeah, this is really, really good. I hope that the friends at Ben Holladay are able to keep what they're doing, keep their standard as high, and not become such mass producers that their quality goes down. Because I think this is a really stellar pour.
This
for
is
what
nice.
It is.
Really
for
nice.
$60.
$60.
This is really good.
Did we say? Oh yeah, 100 proof, bottled and bond. This is really good. It's a great offering, man. So what are we talking about on complexity?
It's not super complex, but it's complex enough to be a first pour for me.
Yeah, 3.5.
I thought exactly what I was going to say. 3.5.
Yep.
It's really good. There's quite a bit there. It might even lead 3.75 for what it is. I mean,
second sip's definitely better than first sip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drinkability.
This is a very drinkable bourbon. I got to go 4.50 on drinkability. This is a very, very drinkable bourbon.
I think this might be the best non-Buffalo Trace drinkable bourbon at 100 proof I've had maybe ever. And I say bourbon, not rye.
No, that's fair. Can't taste really any rye in this. That's why I was leaning wheated, but it's probably not. But
it's really good. Drinkability for me, I'd put it at like a 4.25.
Okay,
it's
all right.
Really good. Value.
You said these go for 60?
60.
That's a really good value, especially considering, again, a lot of new bourbon distillers and bottlers are coming out with things that are maybe they're over 100 proof, or maybe they're a bonded version. But there are a lot of sourcing going on, which again, nothing's wrong with that. We've talked about MGP and Barton and some other places that do a lot of sourcing. Here's my thing: there's so many that get released that when they hit the market, at least in our market, they're like $80, and you're like, no one's even had your stuff. Why are you pricing this at $80 right out of the gate? For this to be 60 and really still relatively unknown, yeah, I think the value is excellent on this. I'm going to go 4.5.
I would agree, 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can't quite be 5 because that's where we believe Stag and all of the other high-end
Super Stellars,
Buffalo Trace Stellars are at.
Shooting stars. But
my friends, if you don't have a bottle of this in your collection, what are you doing? You need to get a bottle of this. This is a really good. This rivals Barton, rivals Sazerac, the whole conglomerate.
Yeah, definitely rivals Heaven Hill and some of the others, Jim Beam. So go out, get yourself a bottle. Tell us what you think, Grady.
Hey, let us know what you think. If you've got more info on this Ben Holladay, I know I mentioned earlier, if you have the red wheat, or I believe there's a blue corn Ben Holladay as well. We would love to try those on the podcast. Feel free to reach out to me on we have Instagram. We also have the YouTube comments. You can reach out to me, and we can feature you on the podcast. We can send you a link through the software that we use to do our podcast. So
please visit us on InstaFaceTube.
This guy.
Sorry.
All right, my friends. Hey, we'll see you next week and next season for possibly season 3 of the Cat Taco.
Taco Cat!
Return of the Taco Cat. We got some super cool things we're heading up for next season. Might feature our friends Stag. Anyways. All right, guys. See you next week.
Thanks for watching.
Peace.